sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
I just choked down chocolate chip cookies and Grandpa's femur. Femur.
We make money now?
No, we had to pay
So
them.
this episode, it's just too slippery. I'm slicing everything.
Every time I swing my 5-iron, it goes up that guy's ass.
Welcome to the Sad Dads Club podcast. Here's your host, Jim and Foo.
Podcast is episode 62.
60 deuce.
60 deuce. Yeah. Speaking of deuces, I tried to get Datas to come tonight, but that kid is just lazy as shit.
I thought you were going to say, speaking of deuces, whose anus is getting milked inside?
Shinies.
Yeah, that's a story.
Ooh. Why? See, now I just see that as like a defect in a dog's DNA, that they have to have these glands that fill up around their asshole. That like
I'm gonna get like
squoze.
I'm gonna get the lowdown from Kim. I'm sure probably over Thanksgiving dinner tomorrow.
What are they full of? Just pus.
Yeah. What's? I'm sure it's a lubrication thing.
For what exactly?
Poop
lube.
Yeah, poop lube.
TM.
Wow.
Dogs are inventing shit we don't even know anything about.
Yeah, there's probably a large contingent of the homosexual community be like, why don't I have that?
Yeah.
That's something I would be interested in.
How come my boyfriend doesn't make poop lube?
Good God.
And where can I get it?
Yeah.
Well, you got to change your diet to dog food.
Yeah, apparently.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know if
part
anyone would want to deal with the rupturing and swollenating, though.
I would imagine that would smell too good.
I remember when I'm sure it doesn't, but it's
feel
painful.
I mean, I know that you take your dog to the vet.
Yeah.
Most of the time, you would take your dog to the vet and have the vet squeeze the glands.
Yes, the anus, the rectal.
I
and
just
massaging.
feel bad for the asshole that has to do that. And I'm not saying the dog's asshole. I'm talking about the person.
Yeah, I don't think the vet's like, and so this is what I'm gonna do. So watch me on mine.
No, I mean,
you're like, my dog is right here. Could you just handle my dogs?
I mean, just like the person that has to your main job function. Is squeezing the glands. That's what you're. I mean, we're going to call you a vet tech, but you're the person that has to squeeze all the glands.
I'm gonna have to ask him because I'm wondering if that's something like an actual vet with a degree. They just offload that to the vet techs and like the nurse equivalents in the veterinary world. They're like, yeah, I have this degree. I don't milk asshole.
Well, I mean, do you have to have some kind of knowledge to squoze the?
I don't know.
I mean,
a fucking dental hygienist doesn't have any kind of medical degree, and they get in there and
don't they get certificated or something like that to fucking scrape the shit out of your teeth without making you bleed?
Maybe.
I mean, I think you have to go to some kind of school and get certified or something. I mean, you're not getting your DDS, but you're getting something.
Yeah, well, I don't think you have to get certified at all to massage anyone's anus.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I've never had to take one of the kids down to the doctor's office and be like, I don't know, his anal glands need to be
My son has an attitude problem right now. I'm kind of hoping if the irritation is coming from his anus, you'll milk it. He had his boyfriend down there all night last night.
Making
and he claims they were drunk, but I don't think he milked his anus.
They said they were trying to make poo lube on their own.
Yeah.
God.
It sounded like Sparta in there. I don't know what was going on.
You ever seen the movie 300?
Yeah. There was no shields, but a lot of spears.
That's right. And lots of weird smells.
And now he's irritated all day.
And he won't sit down.
So milk his asshole and make it right.
And maybe we'll get our kid back.
Yeah, because we have in-laws over tomorrow, and I need him in the kitchen.
Jesus.
I can't have him walking around bow-legged with an abscess. But my dog, though.
And I'm not willing to look myself.
Yeah. I have no training, so I can't do it.
I don't have a certificate.
It's not me. I didn't get the step-notifications. It's not.
God. I mean, that just sounds like the worst possible job you could ever imagine.
I will tell you this.
Oh, we're drawing straws for the anal squeezing.
I will tell you this. Kim is coming over to do it without.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Without. So
are you going to sit around with like a tray of instruments, and she's going to be like scalpel?
No, I heard it was just rubber gloves and lube.
Oh God. No.
So that just tells. I think if you're a person that cares about animals and cares about dogs,
is this a thing where like Venus will go in with the dog with your sister-in-law, and they'll go into the bedroom, and then everybody will sit out on chairs outside, like waiting to find out what happens. I mean,
if it's going on,
you think they're done yet?
I think at least one of them
I hope Shiny's okay.
Venus has to hold the dog down. And I don't know how that's going to go. So if I get yanked from here so that I have to help hold Shiny down.
Maybe some mild sedatives.
Because Venus can't milk the anus because, she's not certificate stampedified. So
we need to work on that.
Yeah, we'll defer to. Well, at this point, with Armageddon having a ruptured one and this being Shiny's second, something tells me I need to probably go to school for this.
A ruptured one.
Yeah.
I mean,
Xander, get in here. I gotta pass this exam. The dogs keep looking at me cross-eyed and won't have anything to do with me anymore.
Well, aren't you essentially, if you're squeezing those motherfuckers, aren't you rupturing them on your own? I mean,
no, you're massaging, milking, like Ben Stiller in the cat teeth.
Are they nipples?
What?
I don't want to.
No,
I'm
you're
so not
forcing the ducting from the glands into however it dumps into the intestinal whacker.
I'm so glad I don't have a
I
dog's
hope.
asshole.
Geez, I probably totally described that wrong. And Kim's
I don't
going to be
know.
like driving on her commute.
I just kind of always assumed it was like some sort of glands around the anal area. I mean, we're probably
I thought it was like
here,
dumping directly at the tail end.
So literally lube for the poo. Is that what you're saying for real? I don't know how this works.
I don't know 100%. I just figured that's what it was. Maybe it's some sort of vestigial purpose that's no longer needed in canines, and that's why it's a problem. But maybe it has a function, and in some breeds it's a problem.
If I was real curious, I'd be on Google right now trying to figure out. I'm not going to look it up, though, because I don't want to.
I'm going to look it up later. At this point,
I literally don't want to taint my search history.
With the amount, and that's what's funny too, because I don't think Jaxs has ever had that problem.
Uh-huh.
But we have in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been anal gland hell.
We have had to pull half a goddamn paper towel roll out of Jaxs' ass.
What the hell?
He gets on the counter. Because we'll rinse or cook with something, and then we'll paper towel and wash our hands, and we'll leave it on the counter.
Oh no!
And we've caught him on the ring of late.
Oh no!
When he stole the ginger snap.
Maybe he's not getting enough fiber.
Well, apparently not. And I tell you what. So then he'll come in, and now we're all triggered and Pavlovian response to when Jaxs comes in tearing ass after taking a dump in the backyard. He comes through the doggy door like freedom, and now everyone in the house goes to look at his ass to see if he's got a dingle, because the last couple of weeks there were numerous instances where he's got a paper towel hanging half out of his ass, and now we're all like rubber gloves, and we're pulling.
If I feel
rope.
like that's the whole thing where the clown has all the tied together handkerchiefs that he's pulling out.
It's kind of like that. Like the last one, it was just like a small cigarette size, and we're like, oh. And Venus is just like, yeah, it was like the clown handkerchief gag. She's like, oh my God, this is nasty. And he's like,
he's all,
yeah. Now milk it. Milk it.
Oh, that's so awful. Oh, that is truly awful.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, I'm glad you're dealing with that and not me.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the holidays.
My
so
dog.
if Kim can't handle it, now we're going to the vet ER to have a professional either, I don't know how they handle it. Maybe they purge it with a syringe or lance it. I'm not sure.
How much money are you getting paid?
Not enough.
To squeeze assholes
Apparently,
all day.
that's what I'm saying. Maybe if I go get certificated, stamptified, then I learn how to milk my dog's glands regularly, I can prevent this in future holidays.
Well, okay, so I don't know. I've never had a dog that had this problem. I don't know why they have
Bless
this.
you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course, he's dead now, so.
Yes.
Yeah. So we won't find out.
No.
But if he didn't have it, if he didn't need it in the 13 years he was around, I don't think that he maybe would have ever.
What'd he have as far as food? Did he have like a kibble, or did you wet food, dog food, special breed food?
Typically, it was a special breed. I think it was a royal. Normally, for a long time, he ate royal canine.
Yep.
That's Chihuahua food.
Them. Really?
Yeah.
We feed. And it's funny you would mention that because when we took Jaxs from Brad, Jaxs had like a number of medications for like skin irritation on his underside.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what his food was at the time.
Old Roy.
Yeah, and that's fine. They didn't know, but he had been to the vet a number of times.
I'm laughing because of Christmas Vacation, where he throws the big bags of dog food on the cart when him and Clark are at the.
And they're called Old Roy.
One of the huge bags he grabs says Old Roy.
Oh,
on the side. Anyway,
so he had irritations and medications to treat them, and having Genesis, we only fed her the Royal Canin. See, I thought it was Canin, but is it actually canine? Anyway, that brand.
I don't know.
We fed her that brand, and we never had any problems. And it's like shaped specifically for a boxer's like jaw alignment. Anyway, we never had any problems with that food, and good to go.
Yeah.
So we just started feeding him that.
Yeah.
And his irritations went away.
So he had a food allergy.
He had a food allergy of something to whatever he was eating. And the second we stopped giving him the medication and we ran out of the food that Brad had, sent down with him as leftover stuff. He was off. He had no more irritations, and he wasn't on medication anymore.
Sweet.
So, yeah.
And he doesn't need his gland squoze.
No. But he also rooters with paper towels, so maybe.
But that's that's a whole different problem.
Right. So,
I mean, you're still dealing with the asshole regardless.
Right. Yeah. But I'm still up in it.
You're sort of forcing things to come out of it.
Right.
Because they're danglers.
If I could get the dogs to eat Kleenexes and paper towels, then I wouldn't have to milk their gland.
Also, you'd just have less garbage.
I have to clean it up in the backyard. I'm cleaning up.
Won't it just break down back there?
No. Because I'll step in it first. It's not, no.
Yeah, but then you're just stepping in paper towels. It'd be like cleaning off your shoes. Oh, I just stepped in this paper towel.
Oh, too, he has figured out how, like a goddamn raptor. We caught him pressing down Piper's trash can pedal to open it, to get in her trash can to get trash out and eat it.
Interesting.
She heard like something going on in her room, and Venus thought it was Piper goofing off with her trash can.
Yeah.
And Piper looks and sees, and he's like pawing at the pedal, like
trying to
getting the lid to pop up and
snout.
Get his head in there.
Yeah, you lost your buddy.
Oh, I lost my port.
His magnet's not strong enough for all
Probably
that,
not through
for all that activity.
Not through the hoodie.
Yeah, that's weird shit. I don't understand that stuff.
Yeah.
But you know what my word of the day is?
What?
Or the week, I should say.
What?
Leaves. For fuck's sake.
Oh, my God.
Dude. I mean, I don't know what it is, but we get piles of leaves because, we have a street right in front of our house.
Yes.
Right? And when the wind blows, the wind just comes down the street and it blows all of the street, like all those houses.
Oh, yeah.
It just funnels them down the street and they end up in front of like 3 or 4 houses right along that area.
Yeah, because you have like a a three-way meetup.
Yeah.
So I'm sure like the tunnel itself then opens up so wide that the whatever draft
and
it
the
just
intersection just swirls with leaves,
yeah.
and then they end up in my yard and our several neighbors' yards, and we just get thousands and thousands of leaves. And so
it was a green waste week this week too.
Yes, it was, and it was full.
Yeah.
And then it got really windy yesterday.
Yeah.
Last night.
Yeah, missed the
and
boat.
Guess what?
Yeah.
Then all the
leaves.
It was clean for a day. It was literally clean for a day.
I thought where you were going to go was with leaves and driving because it all ties together. We went to Walmart last night.
Oh, no.
When it was still sprinkling and windy.
Uh-huh.
And all down Pleasant Grove. One, it was like the first real rain wetness in like probably month plus easily. So one, the roads are trash. People are like still trying to refresh themselves on what it means to drive with windshield wipers as a distraction.
And water on the ground.
And water on the windshield. And then you've got all of the leaves, and I swear to God, everyone that we were like driving with was just like, spoon. Like, because the leaves are just, you know, it was like awareness on top of awareness on top of awareness, because everyone was just like, I don't know what's going on. It reminded me of like driving in North Carolina and Charlotte, where everyone's a fucking moron. Like I can't trust anyone. I need to get off the road as fast as possible.
I mean, this is California, right? I mean, we get a little bit more weather here than people in Southern California, but when it rains down there, everyone freaks the fuck out. Southern California is like the worst. So if you live in Southern California, you don't get rain that much. And then like I get for some reason I'm on this email list called LAist, and it's a LA based email like news thing.
Right.
And it tells you like, oh, this is what's happening this week. But every single time it rains, it says it rained on Tuesday.
Right.
And then it talks about how shitty the traffic was because no one knows how to drive in the rain down there because they don't get that much rain.
Yeah, shocked, not shocked.
Now up here, I would expect more people to get it because like we had a lot of rain last year.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
So we had like weeks and weeks of rain. So I would imagine that people would just figure it out, but I don't know.
Well, then when it doesn't.
Yeah, first rain of the year,
I think people figure out. Plus, you've got all your brand new, net new drivers that maybe got their licenses over the summer, and they're just like
Melanie.
It's so nice. There's no rain at all. And then you get people coming back from college or Thanksgiving break, and they're like, I'm going out to drive to go shopping at the mall, and traffic, rain, wind, leaves blowing.
Yeah. We were down at Sierra College in 80, coming back when it was raining pretty good, and everyone was doing like 60 because it was super windy.
Yeah.
And stuff was blowing across the highway. And when everyone's doing 60 on Highway 80, like it's kind of nutty. You know what I mean? Because people don't typically slow down at all. So. We're all good?
Yeah. Now we are.
But yeah, so today the yard was like I hadn't touched it at all, so I had to go out there and clean and I filled another can full of leaves.
We did that Sunday.
Yeah.
Because I knew, we knew that the rain was coming, so I figured, all right. But I knew full well, I'm like, fill up the can.
Yeah.
So we did a ton of leaf work.
Because Tuesday's coming. And then when I saw that it was going to rain, it just wasn't going to be cold, I went, well, we got some of it. Yeah.
And we'll be back out here as soon as it dries up to get the rest of the leaves. But our tree had lost most of its stuff, and the oak trees themselves still have enough to where I was like, well, I got most, but we'll be back out here.
The only hope is that it'd be windy enough that all the leaves will blow off into somebody else's yard.
Right. And
you know what I mean?
I think Monday I even did like a little what I can't fit in the can because my can was full too.
Yeah.
I went, well, I'll just blow it here to the rear gate, and then the vortex that comes through the backyard, it will kind of just
blow it out,
push it into the yard. The lady that mowed across the way, she mowed her lawn, and then she did the lawnmower thing where she blew the rest from the sidewalk into the street.
Yeah.
Like, street sweeper ain't coming until December.
Oh, you actually... Oh.
You get like 1 month the sweeper comes by. Once a month.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, in here, it's like the first Wednesday of every month the street
I think
sweeper
I know
comes
that
by.
they come, but I don't think I've ever... maybe once or
It's
twice.
it's on a pattern. Wherever. If you get one...
I have to look it up
It's on
now.
a thing.
All right.
I'm like, well, they ain't coming to December, but once I knew it was windy, I'm like, well, no. I mean, it's not like I care anyway.
Yeah.
But I may be the guy that goes down to the gutter if it would have cleared up, and I would have been the one pulling trash
Leaves.
out of the gutter.
Yeah. Well, I tried to clean up as much stuff as out of the gutter as possible.
Yeah.
And the other thing I did is we have all of our gutters need to be cleaned. So yesterday I cleaned one of the basically 4 main gutters of the house out. So, and it had inches. It was full to the top with leaves, but the bottom 3.5 or 4 inches or so of the gutter were leaves and pine needles from trees that don't exist anymore. That's how long it had been.
Oh.
And when I'm scooping it out, that stuff was coming out of the bottom of the gutters in bricks of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So I was happy to get all that cleaned out.
That's your front?
No, the back one.
Back.
It's probably full again now from all the wind.
Probably.
From all the wind.
And that was a
yesterday.
tunnel. When we were driving past your house, that was like the big thing, too, because you got the walls and that gated community on the other side.
Yeah.
And it creates like a whipping tunnel
Yeah.
of garbage. You know, the center divide has trees in it. You've got trees on both sides. And it was just leaves going it was like pong with leaves
and then
going all down Pleasant Grove.
The turn lane that goes into our neighborhood was coated with leaves. Like when I came over here this afternoon.
Yeah.
When I was coming back, that whole turn lane you turn left you turn left from.
Yeah.
Was just covered in leaves completely. Like you couldn't even see the arrows or nothing or the lines.
Yeah.
Yeah. So lots of leaves, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But we've got rain.
Yeah. And snow.
Tons of snow.
I mean, it's crazy how much snow is up there.
Yeah. I'm envious of
cold.
Donna.
Well, I mean, sure.
Because I like snow.
Well, the nice part about living here is you can drive into the snow.
Yeah, we don't have to go far.
And screw around in it and then come home and
then
not be
come
in
back
it.
pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got stuck on, speaking of snow, I got stuck looking on some rabbit hole on YouTube of like homesteaders and building small 2-person cabins. Like it's not a Airbnb thing. It was like something you build, like a small thing.
Is this like a tiny home?
Yeah, tiny home.
Yeah.
Cabins, wood, pine, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And most of those seem to all come out of Canada, which is fine.
On a trailer?
No, like the shows where they're making these things.
Oh, okay.
Canada, Montana kind of thing.
Yeah.
So they're all woodworking.
We want to
capable.
live off the grid.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. And so I'm like, oh, but I want to do that too. I made the mistake of putting in like cabin, Blue Canyon for sale.
Now the government thinks you're the Unabomber.
Yeah, and we came across over a number of properties up by Donna, like Alta, Blue Canyon, whatnot, like good chunks of land.
Yeah.
With stuff, and I meant, oh, this was a mistake. This was a mistake, but not before I sent at least one to Venus, and with the words, "This was a mistake." But I'm sending it anyway.
Nice. Well, here's the thing, though. You work from home, and you need internet access.
Right.
And if you lived up there, I don't...
Right. And she had asked that, because we went to the grocery store.
It would be intermittent.
She's, like, flipping through the pictures as we're going to the grocery store, and she's like, yeah, but it's only 1 bedroom and two baths. And I went,
what do we do with the kids?
Yeah. And I went, this isn't for the kids.
Oh, this is for retirement time?
Yeah, this is for later.
Oh, okay.
To go up or do something. This is no. This is for you and me.
Yeah.
It was a really nice piece of property. Apparently, someone rents it out as like an Airbnb. It's like somewhere behind Donna, I think, but I wasn't 100%. But
well, I mean, speaking of retirement and empty nesting kind of thing.
Yeah.
Today I'm out with my leaf sucker with the bag, right, and I'm sucking up leaves.
Yeah.
And I'm cleaning up leaves off the porch around the front door and stuff. And I kind of come around this post, and there's 2 Budweiser cans that holes have been popped in the bottom, and the tops have been popped, so they were shotgunned. And just laying there on my front porch.
Yeah.
And I snap a picture and I send it to like the group of the family, like my wife and my 2 kids.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? A couple question marks, right?
Right.
And then like probably 25 seconds go by and Chandler opens the door and comes out and gets them. And I'm like, really? I'm like, okay, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So then I'm like, finish cleaning. I go around to where the cans are, and there's fucking Red Bull cans over on the other side of the yard. What the fuck, man?
On like the
He's
side?
like the worst roommate ever. You know what I mean?
On the side of the house?
Yeah, like on the side where the garage is on the left side.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like moving the cans around, and there's like Red Bull cans just sitting on the...
In his defense, though, I saw the video from last night. I don't think he could have hit a fucking trash can if he was inside it.
I don't think that can was there from last night. I mean, But the beer cans were.
Because he was like just short of, I'm patting that foot to my girl.
He was lit last night for sure.
Yeah.
He came out of his room with his buddy Jordan, and Jordan was like looking at him, and he's just giggling like a fucking idiot. And me and my wife and Melanie were all looking at him like, what? And Jordan too. Yeah. Even though Jordan was a little bit lit, Jordan was like, what the fuck? And Chandler's just, and we're like, what the hell, man? And then we were happy when their other friend came and picked him up and took him.
Oh, yeah.
And then we were telling him, you don't have to bring him back.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
So did you make him clean up the Red Bull cans too?
Well, he will, but he didn't.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
You need to send another picture.
No, he got that.
Oh.
Yeah, but he didn't come out and get it.
Oh, he will.
Oh, he will.
Oh, he will.
It's still there.
Well.
But like I said, the worst roommate ever. Ever. Yeah. And I hope you're listening to this.
Yeah, I think he's a couple episodes behind. We've made a couple references, and he's just like...
He hasn't... Yeah.
Huh?
Well, kind of he's had a lot going on, but whatever.
Is he out of school too?
He was supposed to have school today. And
Mellie's done, though.
She's out on Thanksgiving break.
Yeah.
Well, no, she had class, I think, Monday.
Oh.
But she bailed on it. I think she told her professor she was going home.
Oh, okay. They go back she goes back into the week, or?
She is going back down on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Her boyfriend, Ian, came up yesterday, and then she will drive back down with him on Sunday.
And then they come back for the holiday.
And then they'll be on Christmas break. They'll have like finals and stuff coming up here in the next couple weeks.
Yeah. Oh.
And then she'll be back for Christmas break, or winter break or whatever. It's several weeks.
Yeah.
A few weeks. So we're not too far away from her being home for winter break.
Yeah.
But nice having her around. Actually, she
cleans up after herself.
I mean, maybe. I don't know what it is with those kids. They just don't care. They don't give a shit.
Well,
Chandler, like, for instance, he loves I'm a griller. I'm grilling shit.
Yeah.
But then doesn't ever clean up anything. It's like he's the head chef of his own restaurant. But expects everybody else to do the fucking dishes for him. And I'm like, no, this is bullshit. Do
you have like a unspoken code as far as who cooks and who cleans up the dishes relative to the meal?
Well,
or spoken or unspoken.
I mean, not really. And part of it is, we'll mention it, but it doesn't it'll never get done if we don't.
No, I mean, well, even between like you and Chan, like like as an example,
we just do it. I mean, we'll get up from dinner and we're both cleaning up.
No.
Now the kids helping. I mean, Melanie has helped quite a bit, but Chandler just doesn't ever do anything. He doesn't ever lend a hand Very rarely.
We kind of set the tone as like if Venus cooks, then I'm the first one to put whatever leftovers, tray it, wrap it, put it in the fridge, and done. And the kids, I think, are like the fucking first ones off the table, and it's just like gone. It's like, that's a lesson I need to work on, because at this point, it's like you guys are, I shouldn't have to worry about you with steak knives anymore.
Yeah.
And all of you could probably spell knife, and tell me how a knife is made. So knives.
No, I totally agree.
So it's like, why am I Sad Dad has earned the right to not have to.
Yeah. Melanie definitely has to do that stuff. She's in a situation where she's got 3 roommates. So they have to clean up after themselves. Otherwise, they're going to be on top of each other.
Yeah.
They're going to be upset with each other. Chandler was living on his own, and I don't know what happened at his house. But I'm at the point where it's like, you need to clean up. You need to put in some effort. First of all, we're not charging you for rent. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're going to school and you're working. That's what we expect from you.
Yeah.
But also, we're cooking meals for you. You need to now help.
There's still
You're fucking 22.
Yeah, you're an adult.
Yeah.
I think there's still some pony up.
Absolutely.
Do.
And there's things that he helps out with. They're usually big project things. But you know what? I do that shit too. And I'm also cooking and cleaning.
Yeah.
So there is a little bit of frustration at times. Like, things that irritate me are when my tools for barbecue get used and then left outside.
Oh.
That stuff pisses me off.
Yeah.
Found I have, like smoker screens that I put like Cheez-Its and stuff on.
Mm-hmm.
He used my smoker when we were out of town last time, a couple weekends ago.
Yeah.
Found those just out sitting on a chair.
I wonder what he smoked.
Some meat.
Oh.
Yeah. So he like partially cleans up or whatever, and then he just doesn't, he's too lazy to do everything,
Kind of makes you wonder how the house looked when he was out. Like, did Ashley clean up after the boys?
I don't know. But he's becoming one of the worst roommates ever. That's kind of where we're getting. And it's a little bit frustrating.
Yeah, start cutting off power.
Yeah.
Dedicated breaker to his room.
Mm-hmm. I'll just turn it off and then pull it out and then hide it somewhere. Right?
Until he goes to Home Depot and buys a new breaker because he knows that, like the phone.
Or he needs to contact Roseville Electric and have his own fucking meter put in.
Oh, yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah, you can pay for that too. And then guess what? Now you have to make an account and they'll come read your fucking meter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I get a little frustrated with that kind of stuff. And then there's just like stuff like the cans, things like that. Things like get put places and you're like, why the fuck is this right here?
How'd it get there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
When we came back from Southern California.
Especially when you had to probably walk past a trash can to get to your car.
Yeah.
Or get within distance.
Well,
arm distance.
there's been a couple times where like dirty dishes that he has cooked something on his own get put in, like somebody else is going to just fucking magically do this shit for you.
Yeah, I know.
And we'll leave it on the counter. It's like, you need to come fucking clean this.
See
and
how
it's
long
like,
it goes.
Yeah, it's a bunch of fucking like glassware or plates or cups that he's drank out of or whatever, or like Starbucks cups, stuff like that he's like brewed coffee in and stuff. And he'll just, and my wife and I are like, we didn't use any of
participate.
That stuff. Yeah. So it'll sit there. And then if we don't actively be like, hey man, come clean up this fucking shit, he won't touch it until you like get all over him. And part of me wants to just take it all and put it in his bedroom.
We used to get the dad and mom when we were younger, if we didn't clean up after ourselves, we would get the dishes put on our bed.
Oh.
So it was like, oh, fuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's
one,
yeah.
You knew you were busted. Two, you had to go downstairs with the dishes to wash them.
Yeah.
And it was just like,
walk of shame with the dishes.
Yeah. So that was straight up walk of shame.
Yeah.
You know.
So there's some of that.
Yeah.
You know.
I think that starts to need to happen in my house too, because I tell you, just recently I was.
Well, I mean, okay, you were living at home, you moved out, and you were on your own. You know what it's like now.
Yeah.
And now you're coming back, and it's free room and board. You know.
Yeah.
But you gotta fucking help out, and if you're gonna make the mess, you gotta clean it up.
Yeah, and you're not 13.
No.
Right.
Yeah, you're fucking 22, man.
Yeah.
So that stuff really has been irritating.
Equal opportunities, too.
Yeah.
Like, I would imagine that you have the same expectations of Melly. I have the same expectations of both my kids. Like, participate.
Yeah, I mean, even there's been times where he'll, like, you know, put the dishes in the... When we came home, for instance... the dishwasher was loaded and had been run, and then there was stacks of dishes in the sink still that couldn't fit in the dishwasher.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, you need to fucking empty this. This was all emptied and clean when we left.
Right.
So now you need to empty the dishwasher. This is nothing that we had anything to do with. Load it again, and then run it again and put that shit away too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And one of the things we found was, like, we have a garlic press, and you don't have to, like, take the
skin off
the skin off it. You can just put it in there and smash it.
Yeah.
And if you don't go and scoop that stuff out,
it cakes in there.
But then if you don't scoop it out and just put it in the dishwasher with that in there, it's never going to get clean.
Right.
Because that shit doesn't just come out on its own.
That one's a manual clean.
Yeah. And, I mean, it's okay to wash it in the dishwasher, but you got to clean that out before it goes in the dishwasher. Right. So we pull it out, and it's like, oh, well, this isn't fucking clean. You know, it's like,
yeah.
Hello, you know, use your brain a little bit.
Yeah.
Ugh, frustrating.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't want to be too negative, but it's been a little frustrating.
It's a little bit growing pains difference between when they leave the house
and come back,
you know, and then come back.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, there's aging. In most cases, it takes place there.
Yeah.
But, you know, and the age in which they leave or left, they're just, the youth is like, well, I don't have these expectations yet, I would imagine. Yeah. And then, because, you know, I've lived it as a young person that left and then had to come back, you know.
Sure.
To the best of my knowledge, my dad didn't have issues, but, you know, we certainly had, like, gaps where, you know, we missed the boat, all of us kids, you know. So I can.
And I mean, I remember for me personally, like, I always enjoyed cooking and stuff like that, but I always made sure I was helping clean up. You know, if I was making a mess in the kitchen, I was going to make sure I cleaned up after myself. And I think
a lot of that changed for me once I started working in a kitchen. You know, once I worked at LCR Country Club as a dishwasher, busboy, and then I was like a prep cook. Chef is unfair. It was just a cook. And then Sizzler at the same thing. It was like a prep cook, a line cook, but I dishwashed and bussed. Mm-hmm. I think when you dishwash as a job, that's the bottom rung, dude. That's all the shit goes to the dishwasher. So in that employment line, when you get to a stage outside of that, there's like a respect of like, one, the role that the dishes play, which seems sort of meta here, but the role the dishes play in being able to serve someone or prepare food for family, friends, or a customer. So you look at the dishwasher and the dishes in a whole different way. It's like that job right there at the bottom of the ladder is probably one of the most key ones. Yeah. The food goes out on it.
Yeah. Food safety.
If it's not clean, there's a compromise.
Well, how many times have you had a dirty fork at a restaurant? It happens all the time.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like, everything train wrecks if the dishes aren't clean.
Yep.
And 18 to 20-ish, you know, when I was still doing that, or not 18, 16, 17 into 18, 19, where I was in that industry, I think that shifted. It was like, well, I don't think my parents had to worry about that anymore because it was like, well, I would get home. If there were dishes to be done, we would just do them, or at least I would, because, that was my job, and I was used to it, and I understood, one, Dad would appreciate it, and I'm living rent-free from, kind of thing. So it was like, just needs to get done. But I knew that in the end, when my dad went to make dinner for us, or Mom, or Brett or Kelly would make something to have it, it's like one less, it's almost like removing a frustration. It's like, this is clean, it's good to go, I can do it. I'm not going to be all pissy because I have to wash a dish to make something to eat kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Chandler did dishes. He worked at, I forget the name of it. Golf club out there.
Cherry Island.
No, closer. The one that's off of PFE or whatever, between like Baseline and PFE or whatever. Anyway, he worked at the country club.
I think I know what you're talking about.
It's in a little neighborhood, gated neighborhood. He worked out there at the country club, and that's what he did for a little bit, was do dishes.
Did you ever work in food service?
Oh, yeah. I managed pizzeria eventually.
Oh, well, you have pizza.
Yeah. I worked, my first job was Sizzler as a busser for like a month.
Yeah.
Then I got a job at the pizzeria.
Yeah.
No, at the spaghetti factory. And then I got a job at the Cliff House in Folsom.
Oh,
for a short time.
Yeah,
it was brand new when I was there. I was one of the first.
That's the one right by the Rainbow Bridge, right?
Yeah.
That one.
Yep.
Oh man.
For one of the first team of people that was hired there when it opened. Didn't like it. It was very stuffy, kind of a restaurant at the time. It was a high end place.
I could see.
Didn't like it that much. Got a job across the street at what used to be River City Pizza.
Oh,
that turned into Pizzeria Classico.
Yeah.
And worked there for like 5 years.
So let me follow that up with. So having been in food service, at the bottom end, bussing, dishing, do you tip higher, having known the people that are in those positions? Do you happen to tip higher?
I mean, I usually tip in the 15 to 20% range, just as if I feel like the service is above and beyond, I'll go above and beyond for the tip.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
But I know I won't usually go below maybe 10 or 12% if it's really bad service or something, because there's other people that are also associated with that too.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
So I don't think I've been someplace where I've never tipped because I understand like the food chain, like of service. Like I may have a wait person that couldn't be bothered to address my table, but I understand that there's someone that's coming in here to clean up my dish at the end of the meal, and there's someone that's got to wash it, and there was a cook that had to cook it, and wherever that may have gone wrong to put me on a bad mood or something, it's not the entire food chain's fault. Yeah. So but I tip high because I just, I've been here. I know you're squeaking by, and I know that kind of thing. I've seen a number of these articles that like every once in a while they seem to like float to the top of like people that like, well, I don't tip for that. I don't tip coffee.
Well, I think you got
kind of thing. It's like, I tip everyone that gives me service.
Well, I think that there's services for me is like being waited on, or when I go to a restaurant and I go up to the counter and order, and then have to go to the end of the counter and pick up my beverage.
Yeah,
that's just like I don't think that's a tippable thing. I'm just ordering a drink and getting a drink, right?
Yeah.
Like Starbucks or something like that.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm being waited on, for sure. But places where it's like you go up to a counter and order something, I'm not getting service. I'm just ordering the thing I want, and
I don't think I necessarily tip at someplace like a Subway. If I have like a change or something I want to get rid of, I might chuck it in the jar.
Right.
I think the difference in that kind of scenario is like, I think we've talked about it, like the yummy pokey, where you're behind a thing and you're just going down a line of someone scooping stuff.
Yeah.
That one instance where I had the young man that was just like giving me gobs of extra stuff. He was cordial to the kids. He was nice. I got extra large portions.
Right.
And I gave him like a stupidly large tip just because it was like, I appreciate the experience. I know this was simple. I know this is not necessarily worth the tip at hand, but the experience seemed to just like, yeah, fuck it. I'm going above and beyond because I appreciate what you did here.
Well, like we went somewhere recently, and I don't recall off the top of my head where it was, but it was a service restaurant, like where you sit down and order from a. Oh, you know where it was? Islands.
Oh, okay.
We went to Islands.
Yeah.
And it was like it was a midweek visit.
Yeah.
And the service was terrible. Everything was coming out late. It was like one of the things we ordered never came out.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm sitting there, I'm getting upset with the waitress, and I start to realize I have not seen a single other wait person on the floor.
Oh.
And I'm upset, like to the point to where it's like, hey, when you get our check, I mean, can you just make sure that whatever it was we didn't get we're not getting charged for it because it never came. And
right.
She was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And then we started talking about it at the table, and everyone was kind of mad. And I go, I think she's the only one
working.
Yeah, like they're understaffed, and she's going to take the brunt.
Right.
And that's bullshit.
Right.
And she's doing the best she can. You can tell.
Right.
And so, like, I felt bad for her. And when she came up to the table, I'm like, are you the only waitress out here? And she goes, yeah. And I'm like, oh. So now the understanding is there.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
There's
like a heartstrap. Like, when I see that kind of, it's like, bring, power cord kind of thing. I'm like, I feel you. Because I've been in that.
And looking around the restaurant and seeing how many other tables that she's working on.
Right.
And like, well, she's overwhelmed.
Right.
Clearly.
Yeah.
And she shouldn't take the hit because the kitchen didn't send out the stuff.
Right.
It wasn't her fault.
Right.
I mean, she should have been more attentive, but at the same time, also overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So it's like I felt bad for her. So she got a decent tip, and it was like once I asked her and she understood that I understood.
Yeah. Right.
Like the warm came out, and because she was a little bit on the cold side, but probably because she felt like she didn't have time to like really get give you
engage.
The attention.
Yeah.
And then once we kind of asked, it was sort of like you see this come out of her, and I felt like, oh man, like okay,
we can do good here.
Yeah,
this is our mission.
So I mean, there are times where I go above and beyond, but also, like there's times where it's like you said, like the Subway kind of things where they just got the tip jar. It's like, why am I giving you a tip?
Yeah.
You made a sandwich for me, but that's also what you do here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's the service would be like if you did something above and beyond for me, but you're just making me a sandwich.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It just feels
we
weird.
go to the,
Wow.
Whoa. The Froyo
Someone's
place.
shooting out a Cybertruck.
Someone's got like the tip jars out there at Froyo. It's like, well, I poured this myself. I put my own ingredients on here, and you've got a tip jar.
Oh,
out here.
right.
I'm like, hey, you know what?
You literally stand at the register.
If I've got a buck and change out, and I want to get these out of my pocket, absolutely. Because is it pandas or unicorns? I'm a unicorn guy, and you'll get it. I mean, and that's it. That's true too. If there's like a funny haha gimmick that's like in it, I'm like,
yeah.
Ogres or trolls? Well, let me tell you how many ogres I've had to slay. So I'm going to go with trolls because I've played one of those in Dark Age of Camelot. And you should get the tip. But when I've done everything myself, and you're like looking at me like, I saw the 5 in there. It's like, sweetheart,
that's staying in there.
You can have the $1 and the 3 dimes, 2 pennies, and a nickel that I had.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I have a hard time with the self-service tipping. It's like, well, maybe you should be tipping me because I'm the one that did all the fucking work.
Yeah. There are instances, but I find myself I'm a gratuitous tipper.
I think Europe, they don't tip that much, right? I think that's kind of like a
no, and I can't remember.
Was it like that in when you were in England? just recently?
I think we ran across a couple instances where it wasn't on the bill, and I had to like ask Angie and Mike, like, do we tip? Where do we tip?
Yeah.
Like, because it's
the line
of
item.
here. It's not on the. Here it's like a tip, like a
Yeah.
line on the bill before you sign, and over there was like nothing. I'm like,
you just sign it.
do we not tip? Where do we leave the tip? And it was just kind of like, it's not normal here.
Yeah.
I want to say it wasn't normal to be done.
Yeah.
But it was like, I don't care. And I remember Mike and Angie telling the story when they were over in Thailand, right? Mike giving extra bots to, getting services over there. And the people were like, no, it's
only this much.
It's only this much.
Yeah.
Like, and he's just like, this is change. This is chump shit. Take it, please. I appreciate the service.
Yeah. A tip for a tip.
But over here, hey, all right. Now it's a party. Will you milk my anus?
Oh God, we're back to that.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. So that's interesting stuff. But yeah, I don't know what were we even talking about.
Do you have Thanksgiving plans?
We do.
Are
actually,
you cooking anything good?
Yeah. So after the show, I'm going to go home and edit like normal.
Okay.
And post the show.
Okay.
And then I have got to brine my turkey.
I can't wait to hear
Yeah.
all of the people listening to our podcast tomorrow while they're making dinner, and our opening segment is anus milking. Okay, so you're brining a turkey.
So I brine a turkey, and then I got a rub for it.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna smoke it.
Okay.
Probably take about 5 or 6 hours in the smoker tomorrow.
Yes.
And because it's small turkey, about 10 pounds.
Oh, okay.
And then
When do you start it? When are you eating?
6. So I'll probably put it in.
And then roasting it the rest of the way? Or
No, I'll probably put it in at like
because you have an oven element?
11. Yeah, it's heat. The smoker's heated.
Okay.
So it's like, you have this too, right? It has a heating element in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just set the temperature and then add chips as you need it.
Yeah. That'll be good.
Yeah. So it'll be in there all day. So I'm excited because it's a new. You know what? This normally I would like go on the internet, and I did actually last week. I would go look on the internet for a bunch of recipes and then kind of tweak something. I would just find something and tweak it for myself.
Yeah.
But this year, what I did is we were at Whole Foods, and they have Prime. They had Prime sales on the turkeys there.
Okay.
And so we got a turkey there on Prime sale, and then they had a brining kit, and so it's their brine solution with their rub solution.
Oh, okay.
Rub. Whatever.
Rub.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to do that this time and just make it easy on myself to see how it comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In most cases,
Yeah.
it's,
But they say don't brine it for more than 10 hours because it'll make it salty. So I figured I'll put it in. I'll start brining it tonight. And so then by tomorrow, when it's ready to go into the smoker, it will have brined long enough.
Yeah, there's like a flux, right? Because
Flux capacitor?
how the diffusion of how the brine works.
Yeah.
At some point, if you under brine it and it leaves the salt in there,
Yeah.
then you you could go around the horn and it'll pull the.
Well, they say brine it. They say brine it for about 10 hours, but no longer because it could make it salty, too salty.
Could be.
So I'll leave it in for about 10 hours and then smoke it after that. So start brine. I'll put it in the brine tonight.
Okay.
And it was cool. It's a cool little kit. It came with a bag and all the brine solution. No, it's just a bag. So I got a fridge in the garage.
Oh, okay.
So I'll put the turkey in the bag with the brining solution, and then
it's cold enough outside. Shit. There's been holidays where I've done that. I'll just put it in here because it's damn near refrigerator.
Well, I was gonna just do a cooler with ice.
Yeah.
But I was like, I already have the turkey in that fridge, so I can just take it out, put it in the brine bag with the brine solution, put it right back in the fridge.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm gonna do. Because I kept telling my wife, I need ice. I need ice for the cooler and for the brining. And she's like, okay. And then I was thinking about it. I'm like, I'm taking the turkey out of the garage fridge. I can just put it back in there. I don't need ice.
Magic.
It's like insane.
Wow.
She's all, wow.
It turns out the shoe fit.
I hadn't thought of that. I'm like, me neither.
Let's get an ice chest. And what do we do with all that space we left in the fridge? I don't know. We'll put the ice temporarily there.
Yeah. No, we can put that in the freezer.
Yeah. Wow.
But it was funny because I was reading the directions that said put it in a cooler with ice or a refrigerator. And I'm like, oh, too bad I do have a refrigerator. It's coming out of the refrigerator.
Where am I storing it now?
It's like sometimes I just wonder what I'm thinking. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing.
So 10 pounds? Not a lot of 10 people?
Well, we're doing
you have
turkeys.
2 non-meatosauruses, huh?
That and Raj will roast a turkey in the oven, a small turkey. So I don't know how big his is. That was the smallest one I could find was like a little bit over 10 pounds.
That's good to have backups, too. Because, if we've had to do that, where it's like, my smoked turkey was done before my roasted one was, and the rest of the sides came up too early. And it was like, I've smoked a big enough turkey where I can get people started, and if someone specifically doesn't like the smoked turkey, they can wait the other 30 minutes and eat sides and wait for big turkey.
Yeah, I mean,
it worked out.
Everybody will be kind of like trying, eating both turkeys for sure.
Yeah.
So I don't think Shan's mom necessarily likes the smoked turkey. Maybe. I don't know.
Well, your dog and I are BFFs now. The anal milking has completed.
Oh. Wait, what?
They're probably in there now.
Oh. Wow, that's exciting. That's hilarious.
I have pager. So, and my dad is hosting.
Oh, okay.
So we've got family.
So how does that work for you if you're going to your dad's house and you have the pager?
So
you have to take a laptop or something?
No, I'm staying here.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, I'll probably miss the main meal.
Oh.
And as soon as I hit my threshold, I'm jamming up, and I'll catch them, maybe mid-meal or afterwards. I had to make this choice for Disneyland.
Oh.
So I had this.
You swapped with somebody.
Yeah, on Disneyland I had pager. And I knew the gentleman that had Thanksgiving, and I said, here's the deal.
You can have Thanksgiving.
If you want Thanksgiving off. I mean, in this, there was usually one holiday where in the year that everyone kind of gets tagged anyway.
Yeah.
It's not I would choose not to, but Disneyland was more important, and I can show up late and be fine.
Yeah.
I'm doing. My dad asked.
Dishes?
I was like, probably. That would be fair. I would do that.
Yeah.
My dad sent me. He's like, "Can you do dumplings?" And he knows I have to work. And I said, "Well, here's what I'll do, Dad.
I'll send them up."
I said, "I'll cook dumplings. I'll just don't count on it."
Yeah.
I said, "I'll plan on trying to cook the dumplings, and if I'll send them up." But if it works out that I get pages all throughout the day, then you're not going to get dumplings. So don't count on my side. But if they make it up there, then, it's just bonus.
Well, so does that mean Venus and the kids won't go up until you go up? Or
No, they'll go up early so they can make the meal, and I'll come up.
Will you send the dumplings with them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if I get time, I'll put them in a crock pot and send them up there, and they'll be done to go. Venus and my sister and probably the Kim and Brett are helping my dad cook. And my dad has, he gets these fucking gargantuan Frankenstein-sized birds that are like...
Ostriches, basically.
Yeah, a dwarf ostrich is probably the best, a good description.
Like a 22-pound...
Yeah, they're grotesque.
Yeah.
Just these portly penguin-looking motherfuckers.
They can't even mate.
No. Milk my yeah. Abscesses.
Oh shit!
So we have family up.
They got this turkey's got a tasty bung.
Yeah. You seeing the size of that cavity? He's been treated well. I bet he's been milked.
I bet you someone's squozing this one.
Yeah. So that they'll be up there, and I'll catch them late. And
does he have like an oversized oven or two ovens?
He does. Yeah, he has a really
big oven.
Yeah, he has a really big one.
Oh,
when he had his house done a couple of years back, he bought like a real nice oven for his small kitchen.
Yeah.
And he'll have all burners.
But it's all oven.
Yeah, but he'll have all burners going, I'm sure. Yeah. But he's got a nice barbecue.
That's cool.
We're not so prudish that we won't turn on the barbecue to use it as a heater, or like a warmer of food. They put the beans out on the barbecue, and no one cares.
Use what you got.
No, he was down here the other day, and he's just like, I don't know if I'm gonna have enough plates. Are paper plates okay? I'm like, are you serious, Dad? Yeah. We drank out of the hose as kids. Paper plates are fine. The Sardas don't care about paper plates.
Do you still have those plastic cups we used to use when I was a kid?
We're going to get up there and we're all going to be drinking out of Solo cups. Like, no one
Those are the
cares.
best kinds.
No one cares, Dad.
You don't even have to do the dishes at that point.
Yeah. So it's kind of an off Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And then we've got Friendsgiving, I think, on Friday. But I'd be late. I'm late for that, too, because...
Yeah. We were talking about going, but with Melanie being here and stuff, we weren't sure if there was going to be a thing we could do or not.
Yeah.
But we were talking about it. I don't know if it's going to happen or not.
We
still don't know.
If you have a drink
or 10.
Or 10.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I don't give a shit.
I'd like to go see the snow, but at this point, the pager really just... And daylight... non-savings, whichever one we're on, #HighWill, please correct me, and hang out later.
We're on standard time.
Standard time.
Now, yeah.
It, dark too early. I've got last night when I saw the radar, I'm like, damn it. I still have summer tires on the Focus.
Yeah, you're not going anywhere in
that. I don't think Dad got snow, but...
You could be all-wheel drifting in that bad boy.
Yeah, it would be... as much as I would like to on a holiday. Yeah,
I don't know.
I gotta make it back.
You'd be Ken blocking around for sure.
God, that would be.
Yeah. You would.
Yeah, good time.
Yeah. I don't know. Everyone gives me shit because I don't want to go drift in the Cadillac. I'm like, bro, that's not happening. Tires are too expensive.
See?
Yeah. No, they are, man.
I get asked that all the time. Like, have you drifted it? It's got a drift mode. And I went, I really want to, but you don't understand. At $300 a tire, I'm like, my daughter's still got braces I have to pay for.
Yeah, and college is coming quicker than I think.
Every time I put that thing into the drift, all I see is cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. There go a brace. But I need to cut the braces off.
Every corner you drift through is $20. Just look at it like that.
Pretty much.
You just get $20 and throw it out the window.
Every once in a while when I chirp a stoplight, I'm like, $5, that was worth it.
Exactly.
I'm good.
When I watch Chandler wheel hop the GTI, it's like $2.50, $3. Every hop's got a different. Exactly. Yeah.
Next time it's only going to be 3 rotors.
What were we were turning right off of Pleasant Grove onto Roseville Parkway one night in the Cadillac. Yeah. And I kind of hit the corner a little hard and the back end let loose and I went, oh, damn it. That's going to cost me. Damn it.
I have to get realigned.
Yeah.
That was probably at least 30 miles.
Oh, my God.
God damn it.
Yeah. And there goes my mileage.
Yeah. We're at time.
Already?
Yeah.
Oh. Sad dads.
If you haven't gotten Disney Plus and you are looking to catch a really good show with the family, The Mandalorian.
Absolutely.
Did you catch any of the other episodes?
Yeah, I'm all caught up. I watched the other 2 today.
So, God, I can't do it quickly. Damn it.
Super good.
It is super good.
Just leave it at that. Mandalorian on Disney Plus. Really good show. If you like Star Wars, it is the Star Wars world.
If you're a Star Wars fan, if you're a Firefly fan, if you enjoy good writing and good directory of photography, this show is for you.
Yeah.
It might not be. You don't have to be a Star Wars fan to understand what's going on. They do a pretty good job of giving you context.
Yeah.
And there's a really cute package.
It's delicious.
It's amazing. And if you've managed to avoid it 2 to 3 weeks in, kudos to you. But if you haven't, it's worth it. It's
no spoilers from us, but
no spoilers from next week. I'm going to unload though.
Oh God, is that a threat or a promise?
Yeah, we'll spend the first segment again letting you milk me or something, and then
I'll milk your prostate.
We'll do the whole Mandalorian series on the next episode.
No, I don't want to milk your prostate.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
thank you, everyone. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the family time.
Yeah. And if you're going somewhere, you're just leaving, drive safe. We'll catch you next week.
Take it easy, guys.
All right, bye.